Steve-O.
That's the
Hey man,
word.
we back at it again. Listen, my friend. I want to talk about these new rule changes in the NBA, bro. Like, there's a couple of things that the committee has come together and decided that, hey, we're gonna get this done. It's good for the game. And then I got a little would you rather for you. We're gonna talk about that right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, welcome to another episode of NBA Central, NBA basketball fans. I'm your boy, Big Bro. We got Steve O in the building. Steve O speaks.
That's the
Listen,
word.
hey man, y'all already know what to do. Follow the rest of the Central family, man. NBA Central, Chicago Bulls, Bears, Sky, Blackhawks Central, and Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox Central. And of course, we got the Chicago Fire Central coming real soon. Now that we got all
Indubitably.
that out the way, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell as well. And then go ahead and share it a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? It's the season for sharing. It ain't December yet, but we can share. You dig?
Bro.
Now listen, man, the NBA decided to improve upon their rules. One of the rules we could just talk about real quick. They decided that, hey, if you challenge a play and you're successful, you can challenge again.
And you keep that. And you keep it. You can keep that one.
Right. I always thought it was stupid that I can only challenge one time. You always had coaches that had situations where they were clearly going to win the challenge, but they wanted to say they challenged until like the end of the fourth quarter because if they use it now, even if they win it, they won't be able to use the challenge again. So
Yeah.
I
That
love.
yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about it. I feel like when they first came out with the rule, I was like, "There's no reward factor." Like that's the whole point of doing a challenge to so you get a reward. If you don't sit there and take a rule from the NFL, it don't take the whole rule. You gonna take a piece of it?
Well, part of the reason they did it the way they did it was because at first it was just like, hey, review everything, and it took
Yeah.
forever. Everybody was review. So they had to put a stop to that because LeBron was doing it the most. Every time something didn't go his way, it was review, and then everybody in the league would follow suit. So it
Yeah.
got frustrating. Like the last. Before, and they had to do it all before the last 2 minutes, right? Because then the refs would do it
Mhm.
themselves after the last 2 minutes. So when you in the 5 minute mark in the fourth quarter, and every time the ball go out of bounds, you want to review. It got to be just like, oh my god, bro, I'm tired of seeing this. So we got that out the way. The ref, they got it right. The committee, the competition committee got that right. But I want to talk about this, man. Look at this, bro. The
Yeah.
NBA is giving out technical fouls for flopping. And we're talking about flopping on the offensive end and flopping on the defensive end, bro. That's
Yes.
gonna be crazy. All
Yes.
those players that like to dribble and then do like this, just when somebody look at them, technical foul. All those players that like to try to draw fouls, and as soon as somebody put their pinky finger on them, they flying across the floor, technical foul. In fact, you remember in the playoffs against Denver when I
Mhm.
think Joker barely touched LeBron and he flew all the way into the audience where beer and popcorn was all over him and stuff, and he on the floor looking like he's been hurt. Technical foul while you wiping beer off your face, my guy.
Bro. Crazy. Yeah, it should have been happening because one thing that was the main problem. It was slowing the game down. It was definitely slowing the game down. The game already slow in the last final minutes. So if you flopping and stuff, nobody want a 20-minute ending to a game that should have ended an hour ago. Like,
hmm
come on, like wrap it up. It would change the momentum of games a lot. You can't really, and then sometimes you couldn't review it, so it is what it is, and then like it just wasn't fair. And then like, now it's getting to a point where people is just doing it like it used to be known player used to get it used to be like LeBron, the known players they used to get away with it. Not everybody flopping.
Yeah, I mean, and that it became a part of NBA culture, and that's when I become a boomer. That's when I become a get off my lawner. Like, man, bro, I would see not just Mike, but players throughout the '90s and '80s and early 2000s literally have to earn their fouls to the point where it was like, dang, like they don't even call fouls for this player. He gonna have to play through it. To this, to that's how
That's
they
what
were. It's just,
that's what you hear. That's what you hear. That's another thing that people would come in and just make the sound effects instead of like back in the day, they was making sound effects because they was getting slapped.
Right.
Like,
Really
don't
slap.
come in and let they soon as they feel the contact of where even if it is a foul, they gon' and one person I'm gonna put it out there that does it the most, that's most recognizable is Ja. Ja come to the lane, hey, you hear it every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives you the tendency to want to blow that whistle. So yeah, it gotta stop. And when it start hurting them pockets, you're gonna stop.
Well, then it also puts the onus on and a little bit of pressure on the referees. Like
Yeah.
y'all gonna have to swallow your whistles now. Like you can't, like, because you can't call a technical every time, right? It's like calling holding
Sure.
every time on the in NFL. You could do it
Yeah,
every
right.
time. So it's like, you can't call a technical every time, but you definitely got to swallow that whistle when you see them out there on that BS. You can say, "Hey, now next time you do that, I'm gonna call a tech." You get me? So it's like, come on now. Now, who do you think is going to be affected the most? Because I saw on the
Marcus
picture.
Smart.
Yeah, on the picture you had LeBron and James Harden, right? But I think James Harden, they already changed the
Yeah,
rules for him a little
Dan
bit a
already
couple of
got his
years ago.
ass. Like, yeah, that's
Right.
one thing about Harden. He didn't pretty much get to a point where he didn't pretty much mastered how he in this current NBA how he's gonna go the best of his ability. He didn't pretty much master it, and
He
they
not
not
shooting
call it.
20 free throws a game
Yeah,
no
he's
more.
not doing that no more. But it's definitely gonna be LeBron and Marcus Smart, Dylan Brooks, people like that. That's the ones that's gonna hurt.
And Kyle Lowry.
And Kyle, and Chris Paul.
Yep. And
Chris Paul
definitely
be
Chris
flopping
Paul.
too.
Definitely Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry. You gonna see it, man. A lot of these players,
It's crazy that we could name a list of players that does it because it's
even
literally a list.
e- even Draymond Green.
Draymond, yes, like
Yep. On the screens.
and Flailing,
He like
yep,
the he like the
yeah.
it's
That's
so
gonna put a
soft,
stop
man.
to it, and it's sad that it took this long, but I'm glad it's here. I'm glad it's here. So, they just trying to make it a better brand of basketball, more pleasing to the eye, and it will be. So, it's a good move. They're gonna look back and be like, yeah, that was a good move. We should have been doing that.
I love it, man. I can't wait to see it. And you're right. I definitely can't wait till the first time they call it on
Bro,
LeBron
I'm a
because he gonna be like this the whole time.
First of all, you got to what? 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 You can't review it. Review it
I sent you a text. I told you not to
again.
call it.
Yo, bro.
But look, now I got a little would you rather. I just thought this was dope, man. Since we're in the vein of just kicking it, me and you dig.
Bro.
Would you rather? Would
You.
you rather have 7 championships and only about $55 million in career earnings, or $300 million plus in earnings and 0 rings? Would you rather be Robert Ory or James Harden?
What Angel Reese say? Give me them rings, boy. And I want to put a little bit of context behind it because I'm not me personally. I'm not gonna be sitting here considered one of the greatest shooting guards. And I'm saying that because a lot of people saying it, one of the greatest shooting guards to ever play the game. Because a lot of people are saying that in James Harden, and I ain't got a ring yet. I don't want to be that player. I have no problem being that glue guy that got 7 rings. That mean I was important still. So I don't 300. Hey, it still say M on both of them. 40, 54. I'm cool with 54 and 7 rings. What I'm gonna do with what are you gonna tell people? What are you gonna tell your kids? Hey, I made $300 million though. I was a bad boy in my time.
I
Everybody was a
mean,
bad boy in their time.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and
Ah,
the only reason I'm playing devil's advocate, Brody, is because James Harden is still playing. Now, if James Harden's career was over, like if it was somebody else on that picture and the career was over with, and he didn't have a chance to get a championship, then I would say I would rather have Robert Ory's career. Like if we're comparing them situations. But right now we're comparing a person who's he's been played, and a person that still has maybe 5, 6 more years left in his legs, and another
you
chance, and
ain't
another
getting
chance,
that
another chance. I'm just saying he
shit.
still has a chance. So give me them 300 M's and still an opportunity to get a ring, because he's not gonna get 7 rings. But if he get one championship, bro, if he get one championship, just like Gary Payton got at the end of his career with the Miami Heat, he went down as a Hall of Famer as well
Gary
as an NBA
Gary
champion.
Payton and Karl Malone changed their role.
Oh no, of course I
Gary
get it.
Payton once upon a time was still a great point guard. We talking about a two guard that's ball dominant that we ain't seen him come off the ball probably since OKC, and he ain't done that shit since.
Even still, give me the money, show me them M's, and as long as I got a chance, so you're telling me there's a chance. In this particular
He
situation,
told
I'm
about
taking
he
the
wanted to
bread.
go back to Houston. He ain't care about no damn chance.
Nah, man, that was leverage, man. That was just some old.
He
They
wanted
can
to
give
go
me
back to
money.
Houston. He got a club down there. He want to run. He trying to be down there in Houston. I ain't trying to hear you.
Give me that money, bro. Show
You
me the
still got
bread.
money,
Nah, I want the 300.
bro.
If
No,
I'm playing a lottery and I got a chance to win 50 million or 300 million, I want the 300.
I ain't greedy. I feel like the more money, more problems.
Absolutely.
I don't want them problems.
Now,
I want
now
my
non
rings.
now non-devil's advocate me, of course, yes, give me the rings. I'm a competitor at heart. I want to be a champion. I don't play this just for the money. It's for the love of the game, not the money. And that's the difference though. It's because I was listening to Jeff Teague. He was on
Who's a good
a
storyteller, by the way.
yeah, he was on a podcast recently. He's gone viral a little bit talking about his situations with Curry and so on and so forth. How Curry cooked him, even though he played the best defense in his life. But at the end of the day, they asked like, "Hey, would you take a max contract or championship?" And as an NBA player, he was like, "Man, bro, give me the money." Like there are a lot of NBA players who know that only one team wins the championship every single year. And it's only certain players that have the ability to be like, hey, I'll take a discount so I can run for a championship. The Tim Duncans, the Nowitzkis, and so on and so forth. But Jeff T wasn't one of them players. Like he had to
And
sign them
and,
big ass
and that
contracts,
Martini, that's
just like Mike Conley. Mike Conley had to sign them big contracts because he know, hey, I can find myself on a championship team later in my career, but I'm gonna get these money right now.
that's my thing. You can say that, but the difference is in this situation, we talking somebody that might go down as a top 5 shooting guard
Mm-mm.
compared to people, not to me. But like I'm just saying, to some people they think to be honest, what you want to name him is it's
It's
Mike,
Mike, Kobe.
Kobe, D Wade, and then some people putting Harden.
Some people put Iverson there.
Bro, I've seen as low as 6 with Iverson.
Mm.
A lot of people, I'm telling you, and trust me, and the reason I'm saying this is really my generation. These
Mm-hmm.
fools love Harden. I don't understand it.
Well, because there was a stretch where Harden was a bad man. Like it wasn't just the free throws; he was hitting side steps,
Yeah,
step back
and
threes,
that's all
and
he was doing. And it was
and he
got
wasn't.
boring. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
'cause
hated it. I hated it.
he would dribble for 23 and a half
And I
seconds and
got
then
time for
shoot.
that shit. I don't want to see I've never seen somebody with a north south game. Like,
But there you have it, man. He got all this money and nothing to really show for it. Honestly, he got an MVP, and that's pretty much it.
I don't even know why he got
I
that
guess
damn mohawk on that picture. Knowing damn well he look like
it's a
Cujo.
Kimbo
Like
Slice.
Cujo.
So there you have it, man. I just wanted to chop it up with the young fella a little bit, get his opinion. And you're right, bro. You should be wanting to play for especially when you're in the pantheon of greats as James Harden
That's why
is,
I think the
regardless.
context matters because it's
Yeah,
like Jeff T. Yeah, he's that type of player. Yeah, go get your money. When you're in the top echelons of players, you should be talking about rings.
just
You're
like
gonna get paid.
just like Bruce Brown, he just got his ring and then he went and got his bag.
Yeah. Those the
It's
type of
that simple.
players I have no issue when they be like, I'm thinking about money, I'm thinking about that. When it comes to James Harden, you're gonna make money regardless.
You made enough money
Yeah,
already,
like
Mike.
once you like 9 times out of 10, if you get 2 big contracts, start worrying about rings. Start worrying about rings.
And that's why I think Dame Lillard hurt himself. Like
Yeah.
he kept signing extension after extension and
Big ass
putting
extensions at that.
right and putting Portland in a situation where they couldn't really get the help that he was looking for. We talked about that before as well.
Yeah.
But hey, at one point you got to stop chasing the bag and start chasing rings. And Lillard waited a summer too late to start thinking about that. So there you guys have it. Another episode in the books with young Steve-O. I'm your boy Big Bro. We already told y'all at the top of the show what to do. At the bottom of the show, we want y'all to comment below. What would you do? You want the rings or you want that bag. If you a star player though, like if you a star player, you a role. Do you rather be a role player with the rings, or do you want to be a star player with the bag and no rings? Let us know what you think at the bottom.
And do y'all like
What y'all,
these new rule changes as well?
yeah, what y'all think about them rule changes? We appreciate y'all for rocking with us as usual. We're gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.